we're finally here. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. Happy Steely Sunday. Glad to see you. Hope everyone's having a good one, as I always say. We're going to be starting Everything Must Go finally. This is the last album recorded with Walter. I actually don't know anything about it other than it was released in 2003, and the only single released for it is Beach Blues? Is that what it was? See, I tried to remember, but yeah, Blues Beach. I was close. We're doing the first 2 tracks. We're going to be starting the album. We're going to work our way through it. The last mall things I missed the most. That's what we're doing today. The personnel. It's Donald and Walter. Oh, Hugh McCracken. Okay. And these are a bunch of names actually I don't think I know. Interesting. Well, I'm very excited to check this out. We kind of worked through some of the other songs we hadn't finished yet on the older albums, but I saw a comment on one of the older videos talking about this album and how I should do it, and I was like, you know what? We haven't even touched this one yet, so might as well. This is the second album that came out after they reformed. I think the first one was 2 Against Nature. There you go, I remember. Alright. And I'll link my Steely Dan playlist up there if you want to go watch other stuff. We do this every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love to have you. Come hang out in the chat. I may or may not be there. I sometimes sleep in on Sunday. Alright. The Last Mall, Steely Dan, 3, 2, 1, go. Don't forget to leave a like and maybe a comment. I'd appreciate it. Tell me what you had for dinner last night. I had a shake.
Attention all shoppers, it's cancellation day. Yes, the big adios is just a few hours away. It's last call to do your shopping at the last mall.
This is a prophetic song. Very prophetic.
And the medicine for the blues, the sweet treats and surprises.
Who is that?
The little buckaroos. It's last call.
Keith Carlock on drums.
Do your shopping at the last mall.
Sounds like Purdy a little bit.
We've got a sweetheart sunset special and all of the standard stuff. 'Cause in the morning, that gospel morning, you have to do it for yourself when the going gets tough. Roll your cart back up the aisle.
The production is amazing.
And kiss the checkout girls goodbye. Ride the ramp to the freeway beneath the blood orange sky. It's last call to do your shopping at the last mall. The last mall. We've got a sweetheart sunset special and all of the standard stuff. 'Cause in the morning, that gospel morning, you have to do for yourself when the going gets tough. Roll your cat back up the aisle. Kiss the checkout girls goodbye. Ride the ramp to the freeway beneath the blood orange sky.
It sounds like classic Dan.
Call
It really does.
your shopping at the last mall. It's last call to do your shopping at the last mall.
Hugh McCracken. Damn.
It's last call
If that's him.
to do your shopping at the last mall.
That sounded just like old Dan. Things I miss the most.
I don't mind the quiet or the lonely nights. I don't
That
miss
bass.
the funky attitudes, and I don't miss the fights. Lie on the couch till supper time and hunker down and read the Post. And that's when I remember the things I miss the most. The talk, the sex, somebody to trust, the oddity, the house on the vineyard, the house on the Gulf Coast. These are the things I miss the most. I kinda like frying up my sad cuisine,
His voice is a little different, but he's older, so
getting
this
in
point.
bed, curling up with a girly magazine. Sometimes in the corner of my eye, I see that adorable ghost, and then boom, I remember the things I miss the most. The talk, the sex, somebody to trust.
They are catchy as hell, definitely.
Beans chair, the good copper pan, and the 54 Strat. These are the things I miss the most.
I wonder if he's being literal right now, you
I
know?
had a little
Did he miss being in,
girlfriend.
you know, the music industry?
By morning she was gone. Pretty
Okay.
I'm learning how to meditate. So far, so good. I'm building the Andrea out of balls of wood. Days really don't last forever. It's getting pretty damn close. And that's when I remember the things I miss the most. The talk and the sex.
I just imagine him singing it.
Somebody to trust, the oddity,
Sunglasses on.
the house on the vineyard, the house on the Gulf Coast. These are the things I miss the most.
I like that one more than the first one, definitely. It's so weird. Like, it sounds like old Steely Dan, but then it doesn't at the same time. You can hear it in his voice a little bit that there's certain notes not that he can't hit. I guess he's just staying in his like comfortable range. But I did feel like he kind of gave us something a little different in that second track. Like I haven't really heard him sing like that, or at least I don't remember it. I've listened to a lot of Steely Dan, so I don't know. This isn't. It's not their best. And this is only the beginning of the album too, so this is just the first two tracks. But my impression of it, just from those first two tracks, it's going to be very bass heavy. Lots of course, Donald piano and vocals and such. You know, that's what he does, and I love it. And just a tangent. I wonder what he was talking about in that second one, because if you take it just on face value and like being literal, I wonder if he's like talking about like, you know, living on the West Coast and, you know, writing music playing stuff, doing his, gig that he did out there. Because that Steely Dan was huge. They still are huge, technically, like they really are. Not as big as they used to be, I guess, like in the zeitgeist, I guess you could say, but there's still tons and tons of fans out there, you know what I mean? So I bet they were clamoring for them to come back, because, Gaucho, that was a great album, but, you could tell that they still had gas in the tank, So I bet everything that happened was, it's a big thing for the fan base, They had followed him for at least a decade, or, and then, Gaucho was 1980, so about a decade, and they're just gone, It's just crazy. And then they come back with 2 albums, and from what I heard from Two Against Nature, it's very, I don't know, it's very, I haven't heard the whole album, so I can't, make generalizations, but the songs I did hear, they were good, kind of like this, but they didn't, super stand out at the same time either, though, but it's only the first 2 tracks, and like I said, I'm gonna listen to the whole album. They deserve that much. They've earned that, from me. I love their music. I really do. Whenever I just need to relax or just kind of get in the right headspace, I put on Steely Dan. I really do. It's just sort of the music that allows you to kind of decompress and refocus, and they're just so smooth and catchy. I'll just catch myself singing their stuff later down the road. Seriously, I'll be outside doing yard work or something, and I'll just be humming something. It was I think it was the Royal Scam the other day, and I haven't even listened to that track in a while. It just popped up in my head for some reason. I just started singing it. It was funny. All right, so Donald on lead vocals, Fender Rhodes for these 2 tracks, Wurlitzer on the first track, Walter on bass, and then guitar. Oh, so that was him doing the guitar solo. Oops. He did the solo guitar in the first 2 tracks. Actually, he did it 6 tracks. Ted Baker on piano. Not Bill Charlap. Oh, there's John Harrington and Hugh McCracken on guitar for all tracks. So there's 3 different guitars basically. And then Walter did the solos. So Keith Carlock on drums. Gordon Gottlieb on percussion, Walt Weiskopf on alto sax and tenor sax, Roger Rosenberg I should say, baritone sax, Tony Cadlick on trumpet, Jim Pugh on trombone. So they have all kinds of people. And then Catherine Russell, Cindy Mizzle, and Carolyn Leonhardt on background vocals. There you go. That's your personnel list. I definitely like the sax in the beginning of the second song too. The whole chorus from that, it's a good chorus. That's a really catchy Dan chorus right there. I like that. That's probably my favorite thing out of both songs was, that chorus and how prescient the first song was. I don't know if he was just dicking around or not, just writing a song, or was he actually kind of foreseeing the end of shopping malls? Because that's what 2003 that came out, but he could have wrote that at any time between 1980 and 2003. Maybe there's a record of when he actually said he wrote it, but I wonder when he did, because it's very fascinating to me, because Amazon and all the other stuff, the online shopping is completely decimated. Shopping malls, the only thing that was keeping our local mall open was Hot Topic, which is a big store for alternative and young people. That just went out of business, or I don't know if they went out of business. I think they just closed, because it's way cheaper to not have a storefront and have employees and all that. I totally get it. It's kind of crazy how innovation and technology just changes everything. I grew up at the mall. I did. That's where I spent most of my days, with my friends, dicking around, causing trouble, doing whatever. That's where we went. We had nowhere else to go. We couldn't be at our house and, smoke pot and do dumb shit. So you had to go to the mall and do it. And now that, I'm not saying I want my daughters to do that, but, it just sucks that, the kids aren't going to have the things that I had. Because you want, your children to have a better life than you did, and whatever aspects you can do, obviously, that's feasible. And that's a pretty basic one, just having, basic community places where anyone can go if they want to, have some shopping and stuff. But now it's all digital. Imagine them hanging out in digital malls. There's gonna be digital malls. There already is, I think, the Oculus and stuff like that. They're gonna be hanging out in the metaverse, hanging at the shopping malls, and it's terrifying to me, honestly, because while you're busy looking at all that stuff, they're gonna be doing whatever they want outside in the real world. Just saying. I definitely like I said, the sax, the bass in the first song was, in both songs was infectious. You know, Walter's such an underrated bassist. Like, you know, I know that Steely Dan comes up in a lot of conversations regarding, you know, music, but I feel like he's such an underrated bassist. He's so good, dude. And he's a multi-instrumentalist, man. He can play whatever. And of course, Donald can play anything with keys on it, bro. Even synthesizers, whatever it comes down to, he's just so good at it. Like I said, these aren't my two favorite songs of theirs, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, but it's still, they're still solid ass tracks, you know what I mean? That's still really good, especially for 2003. It just sounds like something, like a song from their catalog from back in the day. I can't actually really pinpoint the exact album that it sounds like, but it sounds like, that's what I mean, like it sounds like them, but it doesn't at some points. You know what I mean? It does sound like them, but I can't pinpoint whatever album it might be. But that's up for you guys to decide. What do you think that sounded like? What album was the closest one, you think? I can't really pick one. I'm sitting here, I was racking my brain for the past 2 minutes trying to think what album it sounds like so I could say it. It doesn't. I really can't. But definitely that guitar solo. I liked, what was his name again? He kind of had the pretty shuffle going on in the first one, and he worked that hi-hat really well in the second and the first track. Keith Carlock. What else did he play in? Oh, wow. Toto, James Taylor, Wayne Krantz, Donald Fagen, Walter Becker, John Mayer. Was he in, he wasn't in the Nightfly, was he? I can't remember. But yeah, that kind of almost Purdy-esque shuffle that he had going on in the first track was sick, and then the hi-hat work in the second track was even better. I think that is a very good sound for the bass. That's very poppy, you know, bass to bounce off of. Very good combo. You know, the rhythm section is always dominant with the Dan, and they're all the better for it. So next week will be let's see, Blues Beach and Godwhacker. I think those are two of the bigger tracks in this album, and I wanted to give it a full, you know, fair shake. I'm not gonna skip tracks and blah blah blah, you know. I wanted to listen to it all because they deserve that, you know. They've earned enough, you know, cred in my book that I'll listen to an album, you know, blind. Obviously I trust them. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys to the next one. Bye bye.